Hey guys, at E3 this past year, we got a teaser trailer for Breath of the Wild Part 2. Just earlier this week, Nintendo came out with a tweet that showed Mario eating a watermelon that kind of looked like a Mario Odyssey, piece of content. There's been a lot of speculation about when are we going to get the sequels to both of these games. I mean, the Breath of the Wild 2 teaser did say that the game is in development, and we've gotten no official timeline or any announcement for Odyssey Part 2. So in this video, I'm going to give you guys my predictions for a timeline of when we're going to be getting more announcements for these games, and then give you guys my prediction of when these games are going to be released. Super hype. There's not much more to say than grab your favorite snack. Yum, 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 yum. Don't forget to sub, enjoy the video, and here we go! Let's start this video talking about Odyssey Part 2. I actually just made a video talking about my predictions for what Odyssey Part 2 could be all about, all the gameplay. You can find that right here. But this video isn't about predictions about content, but predictions about announcements and release date. So Nintendo did just come out with this tweet right here again, and a lot of people have been saying, I know it mentions Odyssey, I know it mentions Sunshine, but it doesn't really mean anything. I disagree. I think it means something. It means Nintendo hasn't forgotten about Odyssey, hasn't forgotten about Sunshine, and you shouldn't forget about those things either. Super Mario Odyssey Part 1 was unveiled in January 2017 during the Switch big presentation, and the game came out that same year in October. So it's basically a 10-month window from when it was announced to release, and 10 months is like a perfect amount of time to market the game and to get the hype really up there and get people really excited. Now there is a rumor of a September Direct next month, so I think that would be a perfect time to finally show off a little teaser of Super Mario Odyssey Part 2. We really know very little about what games are coming out next year in 2020. I mean, I know there's Animal Crossing, but that's about it. So I think a Super Mario Odyssey Part 2 coming out the holiday of 2020 would be perfect. It would be a huge game to end 2020 and a great holiday release. That would also mean about between a 14 and 15 month gap between when the game is announced to when the game comes out. And for such a big anticipated game like Super Mario Odyssey 2, I think it's appropriate to have a little more than a year of anticipation to build. Super Mario Galaxy came out in November of 2007, and then the sequel, Super Mario Galaxy 2, came out in May of 2010. So that was a 2.5-year gap between the games. So if Super Mario Odyssey Part 2 comes out in holiday 2020, that would actually be 3 years. That's plenty of time for the developers to use the same game engine, but actually make the sequel bigger and better than the original game. So a perfect timeline for Odyssey Part 2 would be a short teaser trailer in the September Direct next month, then a full blowout of what this game is all about, show off some new mechanics in E3 2020, and then a release date of holiday 2020. So you get a few teasers, a few trailers, and enough time to really let it settle in. They're getting a big, fat, bigger game than the original. Also, something very important to note is I do think Odyssey Part 2 is going to get DLC. Nintendo has been all about that DLC recently, so I think we'll actually be getting some kingdoms and additional DLC if the game comes out in 2020 for at least till the end of 2021 or possibly even beyond. Okay, now it's time to talk about Zelda Breath of the Wild Part 2. At E3 this past year, we got a short teaser that had Link and Zelda walking through some sort of underground cavern. We saw Link with some glowy arm thing going on. If you couldn't tell, I kinda sorta thought that was pretty cool. Then we saw Ganon that was fully mummified and dehydrated. But most importantly was the message. It said a sequel for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is now in development, and that is super important. We know that the game is in development. So a lot of people have been speculating that we might get more information or another trailer at this year's Game Awards. but I actually disagree. I don't think we see anything Breath of the Wild 2 related until E3 2020. So Breath of the Wild Part 1 was originally being developed for the Wii U, and it took years and years to make. And this next game is going to be solely developed for the Switch. It might have better graphics, better mechanics, better lighting, better stuff that developers know about that I don't even know about. So even though they're going to be using the same engine, I think this game is going to take such a long time to make. I actually think this sequel is going to be huge. I think it's going to be a huge, brand new open world with brand new, very sophisticated and very cool dungeons that have brand new mechanics. So I think it's going to be a while before we see anything else in this game. I just think that the Game Awards is too soon for more information. So I think E3 2020 is when we're going to see the next little tidbit, next trailer for Breath of the Wild 2. So the Zelda news that I do think we're going to get pretty soon, maybe in the September Direct, maybe at the Game Awards, is we're going to get a port of Skyward Sword for the Nintendo Switch with some improvements, maybe some better graphics, maybe making it a little more HD-ish. I know it's HD, but making it look just a little bit better, and that would fulfill Nintendo's Zelda game every year, which is something they said recently. So if they make Zelda Skyward Sword for 2020, that would mean that Breath of the Wild is going to come out in 2021. So a timeline that I think is possible is I think we're going to get some sort of announcement at E3 2020 about Breath of the Wild Part 2. I think we're going to get a great trailer. Then in 2021, there's plenty of room for directs, for release dates, and more trailers. And I think it'll come out, let's say, holiday 2021. So that means that we'll get Odyssey Part 2 in the holidays of 2020 and Breath of the Wild Part 2 in the holidays of 2021. So that'll be two huge, massive holiday releases for the next 2 years for Nintendo. And then Nintendo could take all their other games and other IPs and, sprinkle them around. They have their two juggernauts, Mario and Zelda, bookending, holiday 20 and holiday 21. Then you could throw in your Pikmins, your Metroids, every other game sprinkled all around those two juggernauts. Mario and Zelda are Nintendo's two biggest IPs, so they need to be handled with care and don't need to be rushed. I would prefer masterpieces and that we have to wait a little bit longer for than, shorter, less great games, getting them right away. These are going to be such amazing sequels that's okay to wait just a little bit longer to get the best games possible. But what do you guys think? When do you think Breath of the Wild Part 2 and Super Mario Odyssey Part 2 are going to come out? When do you think we're going to get some new announcement trailers? Let me know right down here in the comment section. I'd really like to hear your opinion. Guys, if you're new to my channel, I do a lot of prediction videos, discussion videos, a lot of Zelda content. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, hit that sub button, hit that like button. So next time I go live with content, you get it right away. Again, guys, thanks for watching this video. I'm Turbo Jesse. I'll see you on the flip side.